Do you think that it's possible for people to have that experience here?
Man, that's a good question. I hate to say anything negative about Americans.
I think it's just too far apart, right?
It's kind of tough to. I think it depends on what part of the country you're in.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think you could go backpack around the United States.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind people. Of course, we don't think everything as being as pretty as it is overseas. You know, we think about like the castles you guys have in Wales, and we think they're incredible. You probably think they're rubbish.
I see them every day. Yeah.
So, but then so it's hard for me to think about someone necessarily wanting to do that here. But if they did, there's a lot of nice people. I tell you, go to Alva, Oklahoma, they'll just like literally just bring you into their house.
Yeah,
and they will just take care of you. Yeah, and like will feed you a lot of probably very unhealthy food.
Yeah, but you'll have the best food ever, right?
Yeah, but isn't that great about? I mean, that's even Oklahoma City, because I mean that's like one of my big. You kind of mentioned it a little bit. That's one of my biggest value propositions, right? Is like the economic growth of Oklahoma City, and I don't care who you are, what level of influence you are, you can do something to help the benefit of Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City is just a big small town. Right.
100%. Yeah.
Everybody's connected. And I think to some degree every city is, but I can just really feel it here. Because even with anything divisive going on in the economy or politically, at the end of the day in Oklahoma, people will take care of you.
Yeah.
Right. Which is probably why you talk about the podcast and why you have this as Oklahoma to begin with. It's a fantastic place. We have people can look down on us because we're Southerners. People can look, I mean, the Southern comfort thing, we're just good people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have an argument with somebody, but you can still understand that person would still do anything for you.
Right.
And so what better of a community to get back to than something like that?
Yeah. And you're right. It just comes down to just like people. It always comes back to the people, doesn't it? And that's one thing that Hal said too, was like, I just love people.
Yeah.
And he grew up in Ardmore, which is, I guess, equally a small town, right?
Right. I mean, it's bigger, but it's still, I mean, compared to most people, it's definitely a smaller town.
It's, I think more people, everybody I've met that's from a small town is the same way, right? And which I love, because they just they know their values, they know what they like to do, they know what's right, they know what's wrong. Sure, they probably did some stupid things like all kids do in small towns, right?
Yeah,
that's all you just go out into a farm and whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that's all you got to do. That's all you do.
I've got things I probably shouldn't say in a podcast that we did. But I think about that now as being a father now too, because that's going to be a struggle. And I mean, I love Alva. I don't know that I would ever move back there at this point, just based off of what I've got going on here. But I do think about that as sometimes as a sad thing, because if I was in middle school, right, and I wanted to go to the movie, I got my bike and I went to the movie.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go get a Coke, I got my bike and went to Coke. If I wanted to go down to my friend's house and come back around dinner time, I just left.
Yeah.
The door was open. No one locked their cars. It was no big deal. You can't do that here. I can't recreate that for my child here. And that's not, I mean, Oklahoma City's fantastic. I'm obsessed with Oklahoma City. You just can't do that here. I mean, things aren't close enough together. There's too many people.
Yeah.
So I think about some of the things that I got to experience, which taught me everything that you just said about, the values and things that I grew up with, and the things you can't really teach somebody. They're learned traits. I struggle with how to recreate that for my child.
Right.
For my son.
And it's now like, because how old is Jimmy now? He's 1 and a bit, right?
Yeah, he's 14 months.
So
almost.
at least you got a little bit more time to figure that out before he's like
good
walking.
Lord.
He's walking now,
but
you got a few, I guess.
He's not hanging out with buddies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you got time to figure it out, but
yeah.